Changing times, adapting the College of Business's remote learning plan. This proposal has been developed by myself, Joseph Bartels. So just a little bit about myself. I'm a sophomore accounting major here at SVSU. I'm a Vitato fellow, and I also coach baseball at my local high school. And I feel like this set of activities has given me a nice, diverse set of perspectives from which to develop this proposal. So through these activities, I'm able to have a good understanding of how students at the College of Business feel, how faculty and administration are doing and feel, and how the community reacts to the College of Business as well. So I'm able to gather all these perspectives to form an excellent proposal. So the story so far goes that the College of Business opened their new business building in early 2020, and it really solidified SVSU as the center for community business and for business education in the Saginaw area. But as everybody knows, in early 2020, just a couple weeks after the new building opened, COVID-19 came and rocked the world, and everything got shut down, including class at SVSU. And to this day, COVID-19 has still been impacting how education and business are conducted. Businesses are still operating remotely, and employees are working remotely, and recruiting is also happening virtually, so education has largely followed suit as well. One of the main challenges with remote learning has been student motivation. A recent study found that over 78% of undergraduate students are struggling with lack of motivation in this virtual environment, and over 56% of graduate students feel the same way. So this lack of motivation really stems from one key issue, and that is the lack of interaction in the virtual environment. So for students, they feel very isolated in a bubble from their own peers and from their teachers. So many students that I know of at SVSU will go hop on their online lecture and sit for 2 hours with their camera off and their mic muted, just kind of twiddling their thumbs. And then 2 hours later, they wonder what the heck just happened with their class and why they didn't take any notes. So this environment is super demoralizing and demotivating and not conducive for education whatsoever. Teachers are also feeling this. Many teachers that I've talked to at SVSU are just missing the interaction that they have with their students. Maybe just the couple words that happen in between slides or whatever happens in between the breaks of their classes when they're in person. That's all gone now, and teachers are really feeling it. And the other thing is that the traditional sense of networking has really disappeared. And this is super important, especially in the business college, where networking is so important. And it's super demotivating for students to have learned this in-person style of networking just to have to get thrown and learn a whole new system virtually. So all three of these things really form this lack of motivation that students and teachers are dealing with. So my proposed solution has three main steps. The first is around August of 2021, the start of the fall semester, the College of Business would implement some stopgap strategies to increase motivation in the virtual environment. And then towards the end of the semester in November, they would gather some feedback and analyze how the semester went. And then a bit later, more in December, the college would analyze and implement some new solutions for the coming winter semester. So step number one was to have some stopgap strategies. This proposal advocates for two, and they are breakout rooms and polls. I'm mainly focused on these two because they're so easy to implement, and they currently exist in the platforms that SVSU already uses. So steps 2 and 3 come as a package, and they are to gather feedback and make adjustments. The gathering feedback would mainly be done through climate surveys. This would not just be limited to students. Teachers and administration need to participate in this as well. And then step 3 would be to examine the feedback and then make any necessary changes to their remote learning policy based on that. So steps 2 and 3 kind of create a nice wheel to develop plans for any future problems that might arise in the virtual learning, which is super important because remote learning is absolutely here to stay. The College of Business is greatly tied to the business world as a whole, and the business world seems to be going more in the virtual direction. So the College of Business will be able to follow suit. Fortunately, the College of Business is absolutely primed to be in a strong position to establish a virtual presence in the area. And this proposal offers some immediate solutions to really kickstart this process and the long-term methodology to establish any future change that might be needed. I hope this proposal has been interesting to you and has been useful to you. I'd like to thank you for your time, and go Cardinals.